So mind if we start now?
Let's go.
Awesome. Yep. Hey, and if it does wait, shit. Hey, look. I be working. Like I always tell the co-host, you hear me go to mute, I mean I got money on the line. Y'all niggas go for the show.
Exactly.
You ain't get no money podcast.
No doubt.
All right, 1 second.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. What's up, y'all? It's your main man, Jay Sands on sports, hip hop and sports entertainment at its finest. That's right, y'all. The big kid is at it again. Season 6, and I want to say this is episode 113. I don't know if 113 is an unlucky number. I know 13 is, but let me make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is episode 113.
Right.
And this is the first hip-hop sports podcast, started in 2008. Interviewed Royce the 5'9" here in Baltimore at the Sonar for allhiphop.com. Got fired that same day when it was released, but we're still cranking out the podcast, bringing you the quality hip-hop conversations and sports conversations. As you see in the back, my Buccos is about to attack and hopefully get a win. They've been on a losing streak. So yeah, everything's been cool. Picking up on the interviews, over the summertime, I was really, not really doing too many interviews, but now it's picking up, football's heating up, everything's going down. So I'm going to be connecting with more of the brothers that I know in the culture, and we're going to have these discussions. So first of all, today in sports history, many things happened, but two things I want to pull out. Ty Cobb got 3,000 hits today in sports history, and one more. I had a good one. Ty Cobb and Mike Tyson. That's a good one. Mike Tyson went to jail for 3 years, came out, and I don't know if you remember this, fam, when he fought Peter McNeely. Tyson came home, fought the white dude, and roughed him up. So yeah, that was today in sports history. A quick recap: Sands ain't doing too much, just golfing and working on the album. Matter of fact, just uploaded my album, so it's on the way. So without further ado, we have a very special guest, a guy I've known, heard about for years, had the pleasure of meeting him in Ohio a couple months ago and whatnot. So it's just like, you finally meeting your heroes in life, and that's been happening a lot to me. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce DJ Rasta. Peace, my brother. How are you feeling?
That's good, man. Thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. Everything's good. We finally got it together to get on here and kind of chop it up, so I'm excited.
No doubt. Well, on Sands on Sports, we'd like to ask everybody to give like a 20-second bio about themselves.
Okay, yeah, my name is DJ Rasta, originally from Canada. I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. And my background is a DJ producer. Halfway through my career, I met Fife from A Tribe Called Quest. Started DJing for him, then ended up producing for him, then managing him, and then went on to co-manage Tribe and his interest in Tribe while they were getting back together until his passing in 2016. And then I finished his posthumous album Forever, along with The Estate and his family. And that came out in March 22.
Yeah, and I shout out to R.I.P. Fife. Fife was on Sands on Sports, the first edition. I don't know when, but he came to DC to do a Dilla joint and whatnot. So I pulled him to the side. He did a so Fife been on Sands on Sports too, man.
That's
so
crazy.
R.I.P. Fife, man.
For sure.
So what I like to ask you, man, is your favorite team starting with football?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about that is, I grew up obviously in Canada and several European countries, so I don't typically follow average American sports. So I'd be lying if I gave you any names of anybody I favor. I did, a good friend of Fife's and mine and I met him through Fife, is Eric Bieniemy.
Okay, yeah.
Anywhere he was, that would be my team. You know what I mean? But Do I have anybody that would bet on anything like? I really don't.
Well, that's the crazy thing. I thought you were from Atlanta. You know, I didn't know you were from Canada. So
Yeah.
that was a shock for me. So that right there tells me, okay, we're not dealing with, you know, American sports. Like when you go to Europe and you're arguing football. No, it's football. No, football. No, it's football. Yeah, man, I've had so many arguments before about American football. Football, you don't use your hand. American use hands. It's not real football. Oh, man. Brother, that was, those conversations I have more than actual hip hop conversations.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they want to talk about because they know I'm a Steelers fan, and they like, you like that American football, but you use your hands. It's not real football. Oh my God. Anyway, man, do you have a baseball squad you like?
I don't either.
Toronto Blue Jays, Montreal Expos.
By default, but it's funny you said because since I was 8, lived in Spain when I was 8 to like 11.
Yeah.
So I picked up what we call here soccer, but football there. So you can ask me about European football. I know everything.
Okay. Well, my hood in Pittsburgh is called Manchester. There's a team called Manchester United. So what team do you like? And I don't know the soccer leagues too much. But,
yeah. So in the Premier League, I do like Manchester historically. My real last name is Liverpool, so obviously Liverpool is one of the teams I kind of look out for. You know what I mean? But my true heart is FC Barcelona because we lived there when I was a kid. Yeah. In 2018, I became they call it a partner, so I'm one of the partner owners. Yeah. You know, they have like a minor, you can vote in the General Assembly. Yeah. So I travel every year to Barcelona to renew that membership, and that's where my heart is. I play every Tuesday, so soccer here is my thing, you know.
So when are we going? I'm ready to shit. I actually performed in the soccer stadium over in Europe. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Those things are like.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it was actually turned into a club, but that's very interesting. Do you go over there a lot to see? I mean, besides what you're doing, do you go over there a lot?
Not as much as I'd like to, you know what I mean? When I was getting the membership together, I was going every year or twice a year. I'm planning to go sometime in the spring next year. But that city, Barcelona, has my heart, so
yeah,
I would buy a one-way ticket there in a heartbeat, to be honest with you.
No doubt. We gotta talk about that. And ladies and gentlemen, we have my cousin popping up in the cipher. Tahir, how you doing, brother? I know you're moving. He out in LA, so I know you in traffic.
First of all, my apologies for not being punctual. I thought we would be back home before 5 and the traffic.
Hey man, what's going on with your back? You got something going. You're high tech, man. What's going on with your backdrop? It's cool. No, first of all, it's cool. But I'm just like, it's like only thing that it's focused on is you. You're crystal clear, but the back it's like one of those Mobb Deep Nas photos back in the day.
Yeah, there's a setting in Zoom which I'll show you later.
Okay.
You can blur your background so the camera focuses on you person instead of what's going on behind you.
Well, hey, that's super dope. And hey, meet my man DJ Rasta, man.
How you doing, man? Good to meet you.
Yep.
For sure.
So where we're at is we're at sports played. So what did you play any sports growing up? Because I know you traveled a lot. So maybe you played cricket?
No, I honestly didn't. I played. I've been playing soccer since I was 8 and never stopped. So I still play every Tuesday.
Oh, same
in the men's league. Yeah. My cousin played pro. My other cousin's an agent, and my other cousin coaches one of the German teams, the U.S. version of the German team, BVB. So
yeah,
it's a big part of our culture. And I'm from Trinidad originally. My family is, so that's pretty much the national sport. So that's kind of what I gravitate towards.
You gotta have some lungs. You can't.
I mean, I would like to have more lungs, to be honest with you. Like my brain says do this, but my body's like, are you crazy?
Yeah, because that's nothing but running, man.
It's running. Yeah, it's a great form of exercise, and it definitely fills my cup.
That's awesome, man. That Grand Poobah, when I'm with the Dreads and play soccer, I'm the goalie.
Exactly, for sure.
Well, check this out. Do you have any soccer war stories you can share with us?
I mean, Here's a funny story. It's not funny. When I was 10, so Barcelona is one of the bigger teams, right?
Hold on. Excuse me 1 second. We're gonna do a story. This part of Sands on Sports is called "Back When I Play."
Yeah, that's perfect.
And give you the intro.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So back when I played, when I was like, I think I was probably 10, Barcelona, we lived in Barcelona. That was the team. Like everybody wanted to play for Barcelona. They have something called La Masia, which is like their farm league. They identify children at 7, 6, 8, and then they put them through the system to see who can kind of flourish to go pro or whatever. And I was playing in the street one day when I was like 10, and some guy stopped while I was kicking the ball by myself. He's like, "Yo, you're pretty good. Would you want to come and try out for Barcelona?" Like they call it Infantil, which is a kids team. Of course, I was excited because that's every kid's dream. So I thought had been identified. And he gave us his number, and my mom came down, talked to him. He said, "Call the offices Monday, and we'll set something up." And the funny thing is I never got a hold. We called several times, we could never get a hold of him. You know, back then there was no voicemail or answering machine. And so in my head, I always have the what if wonder. You know what I mean? What if I did get through to the trials, and with my life, how different would my life have been? So it's the childhood passion that I still kind of like seek and thrive off of. That's why I play consistently. So it's very interesting, like how something in your childhood like that can affect you into your adulthood.
That's dope. That's one thing I used to see. Like you go to the club in America, like I'm in Baltimore, you'll see the Ravens at the club. They got the section, they got the bottles. But man, you go to Europe, you see the soccer players out there G'd up with the chains.
Yeah, you gotta understand. Like back then, I was in '82 World Cup. We were in Barcelona, so I got to go see games. All these little stories. Like there's a player named Johan Cruyff. He's a Dutch player, a legendary Dutch player. He lived in the apartment a couple years before we lived there. My mom saw Maradona at the grocery store when he first came to Barcelona buying groceries. It's just like all these little soccer things that have kind of like traced me through my life, and it's kind of carried me through my adulthood.
That's dope, man. That's
they got those guaranteed contracts in soccer.
Oh yeah. You're talking real money, for real.
Man, I see Messi. Give me some of that Messi money.
Yeah.
Messi. Not the TMZ love and hip hop money. The Messi with an I money.
Exactly.
Well, hey, you hear the sound right here? That means we are going out of the first quarter, heading to the second quarter. Starting the second quarter, we plotted this interview for a few weeks, months, I may say. I don't know. We've been plotting, brother. And one of the times I missed the interview was because I was taking a nap. This shit was like good. Felt like Halle Berry was rubbing me on the neck. Like, oh, you know what I mean? So, fellas, I want to ask: Are you guys nappers? You guys take naps?
Yeah, I definitely take naps. I took one a few hours ago. I don't fight those feelings. If my body is saying lay down, like today I was holding my phone watching a video, and the phone just dropped out my hand, and I was out. And I felt it drop, and I was like, you know what, this is meant to be, and I just took like an hour nap. Like I don't question, I don't feel no guilt, nothing. I just go.
Yeah. The older I get, the more naps I take.
Yeah.
Yep.
It almost seems like during the day you could take a 15 to 20-minute siesta, and you feel charged. You feel like you slept for 8 hours. Yep. So yeah, a nap is paramount, man.
No, for sure.
And it's like the job of a father and a husband is woken up during your nap. That's like top 5 of the job title for husband, dad, is that when you're taking a nap, you're getting woke the fuck up. So.
For sure.
What is that about women that and young girls that do that? They just
they look at you like, this motherfucker is comfortable and he probably dreaming about some bitch. Wake your ass up, motherfucker, smiling while you sleeping.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no doubt. And also, man, it's just like they had the MMA. I be watching the MMA. Got the Fire Stick with the channel, so I'm watching all the pay-per-view shit. So anyway, and I knew the MMA fight was coming on, so I said, man, if you want to watch this MMA fight, you need to have your ass sleep by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, wake up at 10. Okay, you in the win. Cause man, them fights, boy, they don't be starting till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so yeah, yep. Yeah, I just want to check that out because that's one reason that we missed the episode because Jay Sam's ass was having a great ass nap. Okay, how long you been at ATL?
So I moved in ATL in 1997. I was in Japan for 3 years, and my mom moved here in '95. So I think coming back to the States, it was just natural that I would move here. And I restarted my career in the States in Atlanta.
So if you have seen the South rise, you were there. You've seen the inclination of the South, and man, that shit's that shit's still going.
Yeah.
But some people say that it kind of leveled off, and maybe the South is not. I mean, not the South. South is definitely the Mecca, but ATL was no longer the hub that it used to be for maybe not just hip hop, but black culture. Like for a long time, Atlanta was baggy. Whatever Atlanta did. Yeah. All the niggas in the club around America was doing the same thing. I saw they seen it in the video.
Yeah.
So, does Atlanta still have that influence?
I think it does. I think what happened was it got so popular and people were so curious about it. A lot of people uprooted their families and came and moved to Atlanta from different parts of the States. And then they kind of brought their own piece of their culture with them. And then it kind of like led into what was going on in the city in itself. And it kind of morphed into something else. So it's new Atlanta to me, and it's just different. I think the people that grew up, in the 90s, moving up to like now, they feel a way about it because it's not what it was. And it's kind of been in its own little way corrupted by these transplants, you know what I mean? So it still is what it is, but I don't think it has the same impact that we saw when we were coming up here,
That kind of sounds like the Freaknik documentary.
Yeah, for sure.
They're talking about, Freaknik was originally for college Greeks, and it was something, it had then it just turned into hell. It just turned into hell on wheels. Yeah. Working in there. Luke took over, and it was, you know what I mean? And out of towner took over, and it kind of turned off the, I don't want to say native, but the natives of Atlanta, it kind of turned them off.
It's funny that you say that because it's also, there's a side of Atlanta that people don't really know or it doesn't get the shine it deserves, which would be like more of the underground, where I was on a college station called 88.5, which is was it WRAS? I think it's WRAS, I believe it is, or it's a Georgia State station. And we would play, Lone Catalyst, all those, like legit, we would play and all the Talib stuff and that whole raucous era. We were playing that, and you could go to parties and just hear that stuff. But that never really got its shine, or Atlanta wasn't really that wasn't a part of the Atlanta story. Yeah. But it was a big part of what kept a lot of the transplants here because musically it still had that appeal that we liked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think J La. I mean, there's always a show. I think the 529 or whatever.
Yeah, he's there next Saturday. I'm gonna try and check him out. Yep.
Exactly, man. Yep. So it's still a hub for guys that were like me. You know what I mean? Independent artists, and you can come to Atlanta and get a crowd. Again, there's a few cities in America, like you're not popping up in Omaha, Nebraska in the 90s. Nobody knows you and you're pulling a crowd, but you can go to LA, you can go to Atlanta, you can go to New York, some of the major cities, and there's enough people there that are into that you get 50 people in the door. So that's
but also the college radio scene was big in the late 90s, 2000s, because you had the Gavin convention, all these conventions, and your record getting played on these stations, it was meaning something. It impacted your career in some way. You could identify where your fan base was. You could identify where you need to kind of like tackle as far as music and merch and shows. Wow. And I don't know if it has the same appeal, but it was big. Like all the records you have on your wall, we were playing all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like we were going to Fat Beats and buying doubles of that, and those kind of things. And that's the part of the Atlanta story I wish was better told. Yeah. They know we DJ'd and they know we played all those songs, but they never give credit that music that wasn't from Atlanta impacted Atlanta too.
Yeah, Fat Beats Atlanta. I remember.
Yeah, it was open for a hot minute, but a big deal for us.
I was calling them, trying to get my records up in there. I remember that shit back in the day.
Yep.
So I have a question. how do you're a manager, but you have to make you have to manage the manager, basically take care of yourself. So
Sure.
how do you do that? How do you manage yourself to be able to manage others?
I mean, it's kind of like when I take on a client, which is rare, but when I do, I imagine the person is me. So I give them the utmost care, like I do my own self-care. You know what I mean? And so I don't treat my career different than how I treated Fice or road managing for Dwele or my artist Zay now. I kind of just understand that this person or myself, I'm putting it in my own hands, and it's delicate. It's an honor to do that, and you have to treat it that way. It's not about me. It's not about I want to use this to try to put myself to somewhere else. I never did that working with Fife and Tribe. I always had my own DJ thing going.
Yeah.
Completely separated, because I knew if the bottom fell out of this, I would still have my career. But I never try to like gain like accolade because I was down with Tribe or any of those kind of things. I kept it separate in a way. It's hard to keep it separate, but I tried my best to still be a killer and dangerous on the turntables when I wasn't with Fife or the guys or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have had a banner up. I would have I had t-shirts, a banner, and I had strippers with underwear.
You're crazy.
That said that shit. Yeah, I'm down with Tribe.
That's why your wife wakes you up from your naps.
yeah. You're dreaming about that bull. I can dig that, man. So go ahead, Tahir.
On the managing tip, seeing where the industry is going, you know, the whole Web3, NFT, blockchain space, how do you see yourself kind of implementing those new tools into management?
Definitely. So, you know, I think before the NFT, I finally just read something about NFTs today, but before the NFT bubble burst, it was something exciting. It was like, you know, it's a way to get money for your artists and get them in position. That's no longer the case now, but I do believe utilizing the tools you have today and being open as an older manager, artist, being open to new ways of doing things and not being caught up in how things used to be. And you can honor how it used to be, but it's just a different time now. You know, like us pressing up vinyl for Fife back in the day is different than now. Us doing CDs back then is different than now. Now, having the right, you know, like tools on your computer, you can literally launch a whole campaign from your laptop or your phone, to be honest. Some of the people I know, the young cats, they do everything from their phone, everything. Edit videos, you know, do all kinds of things and create content just off of their phone, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna push back a little bit on that. Yeah, you know, there was a bubble that burst, but that was kind of like in a bear market where these new tools were kind of being used to you know, snake money out of people's pockets. But there's a protocol that's useful, I believe, in this next iteration of
with what, with NFTs or
NFTs and blockchain. Yeah, so
I agree with the blockchain. To me, the NFT, as far as NFT art and the creating one of one, because I work with an NFT company and they tried to like enter the market like that, and I think they got in a little late. You know what I'm saying? So I think the blockchain technology, I think, is no doubt not going anywhere. I think that's a great way to secure contracts. That's a great way to, you know, lock in your IP. As far as where I saw the commercial utilization of NFTs, pictures of monkeys, you know, like those kind of things, that was a little gimmicky, but people made money. They did. Right. But is there an application for it? Yes. I don't know if it's as glamorous as people thought it was going to be. For me personally.
No, I get this. We're interviewing you, my brother. So no, I hear you.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Real quick, man, how is the Dwele tour? I mean, you've been on the road with Dwele for how's that going, man?
I mean, it's with him, it's not even a tour anymore. There's spot dates. So when I saw him in Ohio, there's spot dates. So he typically does about 2 to 3 shows a month, maybe two shows a month. He's what I call a legacy artist, where it would be nice if he put out new music, but he doesn't necessarily have to. He's older now, got a kid, got a wife, you know, plays golf a lot.
Hey,
Yeah, he's a
my
huge.
man.
Everywhere we go, he stays an extra day, and he wants to play on all the courses, so he'll stay when we use. Yep, 100%. I don't think he did that in Ohio because his family is when they drove in, but they might have. I don't know. They might have. And that's his thing. So I think his attention is in a different place.
Yeah.
Lucky he has a great catalog where he can still perform and sell out shows and have full shows and happy fans. Lucky for him, his fans grew with him. It's very rare you find someone that says, "Oh, I used to listen to Dwele. He was cool back then." Yeah. Typically, his fans grew with him. So a fan you see now at a show, you probably would have seen 10 years ago at the same show. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that has to do with the music. Like he would be like, I seen this on Twitter. Name a Lil Pump song, because I guess it would, and I think it's the content. He has content that you can feel at 20 and you can relate to at 40 as well. Whereas if you get a Mobb Deep, I don't want to use Mobb Deep because I still bump, but I'm just saying like that energy of the youth, it could be fierce, violent, it could be misogynist, it could be sexual, all that type of stuff. You kind of don't want to hear that in your 40s. So if you were making content in your 20s, that's just going to stay. You know what I mean? If you're just talking about things that people are still going to experience 50 years from now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's just.
I don't want to hear my booty hole brown at 40.
Yo, it's so crazy you say that because I just saw she put out like a lip gloss line, and the names of the were just I wrote in the comments like, this is embarrassing. Like
gonorrhea. I saw gonorrhea.
Booty hole brown was one
discharge.
Yes, like
yeah.
I feel like this with music, and we're talking about Dwele's music, whoever's music. When I approach producing and making songs, I want to make something timeless. If I release it today or in 5 years, whatever I made can fit into whatever is going on or is going to be going on. I don't want to make stuff for the moment that you're not going to care about in 2, 3 months, 2 years. I'm not interested in that.
Well, when she's making, do you think anybody Black is in the room when she's making these decisions? Yeah. I just imagine a bunch of white dudes.
I think there's everybody. I don't think it's whoever likes money's in the room. I feel like anybody who wants to make money and they think they can sell it for the moment until her shine is gone. They know she doesn't have a long runway. They know that. So what can we do now to generate clicks, generate interest? It may or may not sell a lot, but it gets people talking.
Sure. About it now. Trolling and grifting is like the thing that people do to get folks' attention right now. That's just it. It's unfortunate that
it's
most
a skill.
People, when they hear a song that they don't like, they're more likely to share the fact that they don't like this song versus sharing a song that they do like. Yeah, that's just who we are.
And any news is good news. That's how they're looking at it. You're right.
Yeah. I just. I don't want to. Matter of fact, shout out to Tyler, the creator, because we were talking about content and whatnot, and they were saying that he sounds like he's a grandpa, grumpy old head now because he was talking about some of the younger artists. And I actually checked one of the artists out. And again, what you're saying is these guys are releasing songs, but they're only worried about 15 seconds of the song. They want the 15 seconds of whatever in that song. The TikTok to go viral. That's all. Like I hired a pub. I got pubs for my new album. And anyway, that's one thing you asked me. Hey man, you got something you can like make a TikTok from off your album that take 4 bars or something and just have something that people will want to repeat. But that's what the kids, they're making a song, but they're really only thinking about that 4 seconds where they could really like get in there and whatever. Even the one song that got on everybody's nerves, but it was kind of cool by the white dude, $1 Million Baby. You know what I mean? That shit probably had to be a gold mine because they just took that little 3 seconds, 4 seconds of the song and everybody was posting it. So I believe that's one major. And honestly, to me, I don't give a shit about none of that. I know it's probably something to spite myself because you're supposed to embrace new ways of putting music, add new technology and whatnot. And I do. I'm a technical dude, But there's something about like I like people to listen to my outro. Like my outros are flavored. Like you know, like the outros on my song, nigga, you know what I mean? But that's like if you look at the analytics on YouTube or whatever, Spotify, people are only listening to the first 17, 20 seconds of the song and go to the next one. You know what I mean? That's what I do that. I listen to who do I listen to today? I listen to not Alchemist, Mug's new album, 38 Special's new album, and somebody else had a new album. But I'm 30 seconds, just click, flip it through. I just want to hear the beats and all that type shit. So yeah, that's what we're doing, man. We're consuming. We're just like take a bite of an apple, throw it away. Take a bite of a peach, throw it away. We're not enjoying the fruit anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the importance of really turning what we create back into art, right? Because people will feel more connected to it. I think we're going through a renaissance right now. People flooded the zone with so much content that it's like, yo, how do I cut through? And I believe that's going to happen with like creativity. So,
and I think I agree with that, and I think also you don't have to do everything everybody's doing. I feel like they're there for options, meaning like the TikToks and going that way. I think it's a different generation. Like I don't want to be on there doing dances to promote my record personally. You know what I mean? I would rather just it happen in an organic way, or a dance crew does it, or you know what I mean? Like someone else does it, but I can provide the music or whatever. I just don't know the formula to get it on there. You know what I mean? I would like to figure that out. Like how do you get into that pipeline of those creators and have them have access to your music? I think that would be key for legacy artists like yourself and older artists, people who are trying to figure it out, that don't just jump on and do those dances they're doing now to get on.
Tough. I walk up to my wife, hey, say this. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. Hey, real quick before we go on halftime, you guys watch the Olympics breakdancing? What do you think? It's over too. 1 year and you're out. But I thought there was some. I thought the judging was a little suspect. You know what I mean? But I thought there was some great art. There was some good breakdancing out there. Some of it, but like the lady from Australia. But I posted this the other day. Y'all don't say nothing when rappers rap like that. You know what I mean? She was Breaking Bad, but yeah, tons of rappers rap worse than when she was breakdancing, and y'all don't say shit. So guess what? Whatever. So yeah, did y'all dig the breakdancing?
Overall, I did. I think the issue with the dancing is on a global level, there isn't like a governing federation that generates standards and practices. On the other side of that, break dancing is a free form art also. So how do you gauge if someone's good or not? Typically, it is judges, but it's also the crowd and the natural reaction. You know what I mean? I think I saw a lot of the BC1 breaker, the Red Bull BC1 breakers in there, several of them in there. And there were some good, very talented breakers. Unfortunately, the gimmicky one, which would be the Rachel Gunn, she got all the shine, whether it was good or bad press, because of what she did. And there's theories behind it and conspiracies behind how she got on or whatever, and why she did certain movements, but I still don't feel, I think like it sucks that someone who probably could better represent Australia wasn't there to show what Australian breakers could do, female breakers could do.
A few things that jumped out to me. We sat here, we watched, because the women's breaking came on first. We were like, man, we were more complaining about the announcers, what I'm saying? Just at least the ones on Peacock. No, was it on Peacock? Yeah, it was on Peacock. And we were sitting there listening like, yo, there could be some education, you know what I mean? Like hey, what are we looking at and why? That bothered me.
Right.
Really pay attention to the Australian girl. It's like, oh, she did horrible, and we kind of like, okay, let's focus on these ones that are nice, right? So that bothered me. And the other part, after effect of it all, I felt like, man, like the whole narrative of just you brought up like a federation, right? The people who actually brought breaking to this Olympics didn't have anything to do with.
And they got Crazy Legs out of there early.
Right. They wanted to they were a group of people who wanted to bring ballroom dancing into the, and they tried for years and they couldn't. And they they inserted themselves breaking, and then they said, "Oh, we got in." So that's what bothered me, knowing that. So to see this young lady be the face of breaking, like if you do a search right now, she's like the first page, So, and I think that what she did was purposeful. And I'll just leave it at that. I don't really.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
I tell you, a lot of people were like, "Where are the black people?" My wife was like, "Where are the black people that break dance? What happened? Did they go extinct with the dinosaurs?" Yeah. So there wasn't like you would think there's a lot of ill black break dancers out there. You know what I mean? But maybe they don't have the political capital to jump into. I'm sure there's a black breaker in Australia 30 times better than Ray Gun Chick, but they didn't have the political pull to even be in the conversation to go into the Olympics. I'm sure that happened in a lot of communities. And shit, here in Baltimore, I mean, they're not really break dancing. They're doing some type of like that Chris Brown type dance shit, and it's just like there's a lot of fucking kids out there that can really get down breaking, but it wasn't that many. I didn't see one. I saw maybe a half black face the whole time at the break dancing. And again, it's cool because hey, if we let other people jump on it because we were focused on Sexy Red's new lipstick line, then that's our fault. Then we're worried about. There's people out here that are doing the culture. People in France, I picked France to win the whole thing because I remember I did a tour in France around the whole country, and I was opening up for a breakdance concert. So it was like the rappers was the opening act for the breakdancers. So it's like what they say, if one man's trash is another man's treasure. You got a baddie and you ain't paying, somebody else is looking at your baddie like so these other people were like, hey, they're not paying attention to breakdancing, graffiti, and the real element. We are, and we're gonna take over it. What I mean? So I think a lot of it is us not really caring about breakdancing as much.
For sure.
And that sucks. Well, hey fellas, check this out, man. You hear the sound? That means we are going out of second quarter and we are going into halftime. Halftime's real quick, man. That fucking Madden came out, brother. Look at my thumb, man. Look how bruised it is. Madden came, and I'm telling you a story. Yo, check it out. We said 8:05. I'm in the game of Madden. I'm like, oh man, this game is not going to end at 8:05. I'm going to quit and I'm going to take this loss. I was like, yo, I got to text Roster who tell me 5 more minutes, baby. But then I turned up the heat with the Steelers, got a pick, and he rage quit. So everything, God was watching me, everything worked out. So yeah, I only got one loss on Madden. I've been playing for like 4 or 5 days. Only got one loss. College football, that's another story. And we're out of halftime, going into third quarter. Now going into third quarter, I want to pivot this because Little Duval. He was like, people in Europe are the only people that believe what these rappers are saying is real. And I had to pause that moment because there was a time where I used to listen to these young bucks rapping and whatnot, and I'd be like, they're really doing all that crazy shit, all that 50 clip, all that. No, that is not fake. Actually, it's a warning. Stay your ass inside when you press play on that song. There's a thought that rappers rap and what they rap about is not real. And what I'm saying is this new generation believe that shit. If he said he chopped his head off, like Eminem put his wife, okay, we know Eminem's playing. Somebody come out with one with the wife in the trunk now. No, you need to check his car because the motherfucker might have a body in the trunk, man. So I think it's more reality rap than when we grew up. NWA was reality rap, but Ice Cube wasn't putting in that work. You know, Ice Cube would have been in jail if he did all the things he talked about on NWA albums. But now these kids, they're actually doing it. They're the guy who shot Fulio. Soon as he dies, they got video up ready talking about how they murdered him. And so this shit is real. And I wanted to kind of get your guys' take on that of like this shit like when these guys are putting out songs and it's very violent, it's probably because that shit happened or was about to happen.
I think depends on the topic. It depends on who's rapping. I'll give an example. Back when Fife on Butter said 1988 senior year Garvey High doesn't exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he said a DC-20 aircraft doesn't exist. So it's almost like creative freedom. When you have that and then you add dumb to that and then you talk who you've killed, then it's different. You know what I mean? But I think rappers have always embellished on and, you know, made themselves seem bigger than they are, or just made up stories because it's a part of the poetry and the creative process. This generation is taking that and utilizing it for clout. So they speak about shooting, killing, robbing, whatever they're doing. They don't understand that it's actually giving a prosecutor evidence. They're looking at it as clout for my fans, you know? So are some people rapping about stuff and it's really happening? Yes, other people are following. Other people are doing it for clout, and it may not be the case. It just might be them being creative, but it's just creative with violence.
I totally agree with that. And also, these are campaigns, right? Like, people create music and then money is allocated to create campaigns for a lot of this stuff to go viral, you know? So I feel like we need to figure out who is putting up the funds for a lot of this ridiculousness, because as you know, we talk about the Black community and setting standards and, you know, taking Black culture and actually gatekeeping it a bit, so we can actually like, hey, listen, you can utilize this platform and partake in this, but we don't do this. This is self-destructive behavior. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's just how I feel about it. It's like, hey, let's follow where the money is. Where the money coming from? And a lot of times, the people who allocate these funds, this is a write-off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For them pushing whatever other product that is like kind of the offshoot of this behavior, you know? So
they own jails. Motherfucker own jail. Oh yeah, man. Motherfucker that own a record label own the jail. So guess what? We're gonna make money on both ends off your ass. We're gonna give you a hell of a career, make millions off of that, and then when you're ready to sit your ass down because of that dumb shit, I also own a jail, sir. So we can go from the Def Jam to Def Jail.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Jay-Z? Doesn't he have some prison invested in prison? Doesn't Jay-Z?
I don't. Does he? I thought he was helping Meek and that whole movement with you know, freeing prisoners from jail and that initiative, I believe, or people who got sentences for weed charges now that's become illegal over the place. I haven't heard anything about him having any investments in.
They've been pushing like a weird meme with Jordan and Jay invested in the prison system. And
in 2019, it was revealed that Jay-Z has invested in Rock Nation Capital, a venture capital firm that has invested in Core Civic. These are just a few of the celebrities. So Core Civic, I guess that's the prison industry shit. So yeah, man, if you got money, your money's into everything. I put it this way, I have mutual funds. I have mutual funds since I was in my 20s. I'm sure some of those quarters and nickels in my mutual fund have touched the prison.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just part of American society, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, you hear the sound? We're winding down third quarter, taking it home, going into the fourth quarter. Now, brother, I want to ask you about the One Music Festival. I see that's coming up. Hey, you might have a plane ticket. Play some golf. So tell us about the One Music Festival.
So One Music Fest is it was founded by a friend of mine named Jay Carter.
Okay.
We started that so it's 15 years, so 2009 or 10. This is our 15th year. And it's become one of the bigger urban festivals in the country, actually. Now we've partnered with Live Nation Urban, and starting from having one little stage of this tavern in Atlanta to now being one of the best festivals at Piedmont Park in Atlanta. I think last year was 30 or 40,000 people a day. 3 stages, and we've seen a lot of artists come up through that system, but also come back and represent, once they've achieved their success. So it's exciting to be a part of it. It happens October 26th and 27th. I believe 26th and 27th, Saturday and Sunday, October 26th and 27th in Atlanta. And, they're from Jill Scott to Little Brother's going to be there. It's Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Yes.
to all the other artists, the big, artists, T.I., all those people are going to be there too. So it's pretty crazy, amazing. Being that I work the festival and I produce the DJ stages, I don't necessarily get to enjoy the festival as much because you're working. But it looks fun, you know what I mean? Like, but we enjoy it differently, as far as working, we're actually working like 12, 14-hour days, but people love it, and it's a great brand that's been building and building and getting bigger and bigger.
Guys, it's on my calendar. I have to go to Orlando the week before with my mom. I'm hoping I can get down to Atlanta for One Music Festival. And before we get out of here, brother, you gave me your email, so I had to do a little investigation because I'm like, oh, what the fuck, Smoking Shells, man? I'm expecting some shit. I'm like, well, okay, so I did a little Google. You know what I mean? What is Smoking Shells, my brother?
Yeah, so
Smoke Shells.
Yeah. So Smoking Shells is it's a turntable component, a head shell that goes on the turntable that you put the cartridge and the needle on, and then you can play your record player, or if you're DJ like that. What I kind of quote unquote invented was taking your typical black head shell that you might see on a turntable, and then stripping it down, polishing it. So there's polished aluminum, and then laser engraving DJ's logos in the middle section. And so it's like a branding thing, and it's also a way to kind of like deter people from stealing your stuff, because I'm not going to steal a Jay Sands head shell because your name is lasered on there, right? And it kind of took off from like 2008 to had a really great run, and as the technology changed, things changed with the sales. But we then went on to do like a gold-plated version that was plated by the same company that did the Oscars and I think the Hubble telescope. And it's just my contribution back to the DJ culture that's given me so much. I felt like beyond it being a business, it was also a way for me to give back to the culture of DJ.
That's dope, man. And honestly, I wouldn't need those because I'm not a DJ, but I do have 1,200 techniques. I bought those in the 90s, and I just keep them. You know what I mean? Look good furniture, but I do take them out every once in a while.
Yeah.
And if a DJ hears me, he's gonna think those needles are cursed. He's not gonna want to touch those needles. He's gonna think voodoo in those needles. When you hear the train wreck, train crash, mix, blend. Oh hell no!
DJ Trainwreck.
Oh man, I check it out. I remember, shout out to Grab Lover. I remember I was DJing in DC. Grab was like, man, it sounds like subways. Trains crashing everywhere. Well, yo, that's dope, man. Well, hey, we're out of the fourth quarter. The game is over. My man Rasta Roots came through. It's baseball season, man. He had 8 home runs, brother. He ran 100 in the Olympics, 8.7 world record. Beat Usain Bolt shit. So he came on CL Sports and showed out. So salute to you, my brother.
Thank you. Thanks
and
for having me.
Check this out, man. On the outro, I just want to say one thing, man. R.I.P. Phil Donahue. And the reason I'm saying that is because this is like he started all this shit. You know, what I mean, I used to watch Phil Donahue, and y'all remember Morton Downey Jr. with the cigarette, and he always get to a fight. Morton Downey Jr. was and Jerry Springer, and you know, and he started most of that. I believe he did the daytime talk show stuff. So big up to Phil Donahue, man. You know, that's just real deal. And yeah, man, I just noticed as time is moving, man, more people from your life and your past and people you see them, they're passing away, man. So definitely embrace today and embrace tomorrow, and because it's not a promise. You know what I mean? Tahir, man, what you got on the outro, bro?
Yeah, I'll just kind of segue it into health. Hey, man, drink some goddamn water, man. Drink some water. You know what I mean? Stay hydrated. You know, hey, you know, there we go. I was reading where most people that open up their fridge every 15, 20 minutes, like they think they have hunger pains, but it's dehydration. So water, eat fruits and vegetables, man, you know, and hopefully that helps you prolong your life, give you energy to create and interact with brothers like these two here.
That's great. That's a great message.
And Rasta Root, man, can you take us home, man, and just tell people how to get in contact with you? And they want to get tickets to One Music Festival, if they want to book you. Hey, if there's an up-and-coming artist with 1 million TikTok views, I need a manager. You know, man, tell them how to get it, bro.
Definitely. I mean, the best way to reach out to me would be to DM me on my Instagram, which is at DJ RASTAROOT. And I answer all my DMs, and then we can then take it to email or something like that.
Word up.
That's it. That's simple.
Word up. Hey, man. Canada, man. I thought they was gonna do better in the Olympics, man. You know what I mean? I thought they was gonna do better, man. But still, shout out to Canada. Hey, you ever have any trouble getting into Canada?
No, because I'm a dual citizen, so I have a Canadian passport, and then I got my American citizenship in 2008. The best feeling is going to Canada and they say, "Welcome home, sir." That's what they say to like expats. So I love that feeling. And Canada's very like welcoming, embracing. It's like, to me, like a polished version of the States. I look at it like that. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it's nice to know that if things go to shit in this country, I got a place to go. You know, no question. And that's cool.
Canada's great when you get there. It's just getting across that border, man.
It's tough for me. Yeah, it's tough. And then the brutal winters. The winters are crazy.
Man, I've got sent back. It's like walking to the club and you think you on the list. You get the club, and the boss will be like, "Nah, homie, nah, you ain't on this list, homie. You got to turn around and go home." But guess what? Home is a 7-hour drive back. Yeah. But anyway, yo. I'm Jay Sands. That's Tahir Jahi. That's DJ Rasta Root. This is Sands on Sports, and we out of here, y'all. Peace. Rasta Root. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Thank y'all.
I'm gonna catch you in transit, brother.
And for sure, man.
And I'll let you know if I caught that ticket to Atlanta.
Wait. So you're in Baltimore, steady?
Yeah, I'm in Baltimore.
Yeah. So Dwelle's in at City Winery in DC. No. Wait. We're in City Winery, Philly.
Okay.
November 8th.
Yeah.
And then we're in Bethesda.
Jazz. Yeah. Bethesda Jazz. Yep.
We're there the next day, the 9th. So
I might do both dates. I might look, man. Give me a reason. That's the best thing about living on the East Coast.
Yep.
I can go to New York City the same day, come right back. I can go to Philly, have lunch, and come right back. I can go to DC, punch somebody in the eye, and make it back home. It's like everything's close, man.
What I'll do too is I'll find out if he's staying an extra day.
Okay.
Shit.
Yeah. Hold on. I played golf yesterday. Carroll Park. Play golf today, though, gentlemen. At Westgate. Play golf today, gentlemen. In a little bit of rain. Had a great round today. So, yes, if Dwelle wants to play some golf, like, the round's on me, brother. And we're going to rent some clubs for you.
That's what's up. Thank you.